Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Plus. Coming up here in the show, we're looking at what's happening today in Muskegon Heights. We'll let you know about the town hall after multiple shootings in the city. Also, we have an update on what prosecutors are asking for as Michigan State Police continue to investigate a Grand Rapids police officer shooting and killing a man. All right. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome to Daybreak Plus. You'll notice George is not sitting next to me today.
George looks a little different today. Hi, I'm joining Teresa and Matt in studio today. I'm Tessa Kresh, and I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Tessa is going to be filling in, hosting here and there, so we're introducing her today.
Yes, happy to be
as
here.
a co-host.
Yes, we're easing into it. Next week, if everything goes our way, maybe I'll be sitting in your spot doing a little bit of what you're doing.
Yeah, should be fun. All right, so Tessa, we usually talk about something before we get to weather. I mean, we always talk about lots of things, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about something fun.
Let's talk about something. Let's talk about beer.
Oh, yeah, beer.
Told you it'd be fun.
So, Grand Rapids, Beer City, USA. We get to hold on to the title. That's the good news.
This is, what, the 6th year in a row that we've achieved this big honor?
I don't know if we just have the most people voting. It's USA Today. Yeah. So I don't know if we just get more people voting for us or...
Well, you have to have a foundation, though.
Right.
I mean, you can't just vote if there's like 2 breweries.
Sure.
Well, when I moved to Grand Rapids, I made it my commitment to learn to like beer. Because I'm living in Beer City. I mean, I saw that title, and I felt like I had to... if I'm going to be a part of the community, I have to be a part of the community.
And drink the beer?
And drink the beer. So.
I don't really drink beer, if that makes you feel any better.
Well, I've actually learned to develop a little bit of a taste. I have a list in my phone with ratings and...
You're like into it.
I'm into it. My first month I traveled, I went all over Grand Rapids. I'm not a lover, but I'm not a hater anymore.
Do you have a favorite?
I have a go-to at Brewery Vivant. I'm always getting the Chromatic Shatter, I believe it's called.
Ooh, that's a fancy one.
Did you know they changed the name to Vivant Brewery?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
Recently. Because that came up in a story, and I was like, oh, I think it's Brewery Vivant. And no, they changed it.
Okay, correction. I take it back. My favorite is Vivant Brewery's Chromatic Shatter.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it. Probably a story there. It's now Vivant. I think it's
Vivant Brewery and Spirits
because of the spirits aspect of it. Maybe that's why they changed it to Vivant Brewery and Spirits. Although the website is still breweryvivant.com. So there you have it. Now you know. Every day.
Absolutely. I'm going to change everything I say because this is one of my main topics of conversation.
Yes.
I think it's just neat. You challenged yourself to,
I had to.
You jumped in and now you're, I wouldn't say a beer drinker, but...
She's a connoisseur now.
I'm a connoisseur.
She has lists.
If you see my list, you'll be very impressed. And you'll also think I drink a lot, but really I just have a lot of flights. And I try them all, you know?
That's the way to do it.
Yes.
So did you have a favorite? Is that why you wanted to talk about this? Or you just like the story?
I like the story. I do have a favorite, though. I mean...
What is it?
I'd like in the summer, I like a lighter drink, kind of a fruity drink, so to speak. Tangerine Space Machine is a good go-to.
That's a good one.
I like that one. Parent also has, I forget the name of it. It's a grapefruit one. I love it, too, and I haven't had it in a while. That's probably why I'm forgetting.
I'm sitting in front of a computer. Do you want me to check?
Parent.
It's grapefruit?
IPA, I think it might be. Anyway, that's
grapefruit
a good one.
IPA?
That would be a simple one.
I think it might be called that.
I don't think it is.
No.
But I also like Dragon's Milk when they do it in the aged bourbon barrels.
There's one called Citrus Punch.
No.
Call Me Hazy. That's tropical. Check out the portfolio.
Where is that?
Parent. It's Comstock Park.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
My list
good
will
food
continue.
Too. All right, yeah.
I need to expand it. It's hit a little bit of a plateau in the last few months now that I really feel like I live here. So,
Did you venture down to Bell's?
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah, that's almost a must.
I actually went there on what was the national holiday? It was during like spring break last year. Oberon Day. There we go.
Oberon Day.
I went over for Oberon Day, which is a big outdoor event, but it was so cold and snowing on everyone.
You never know what Oberon Day is going to bring.
It was crazy because you have to have your hand out of your pocket to hold a cold drink like that. But I was like too cold, so I was holding it with my elbows. I was doing everything I could.
But you don't have to worry about your beer getting warm, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the sunshine was it was crazy.
Yeah. So that, and what's another one? Ichabod in the fall. I love that one. And I always tell the story when my kids were about 6 years old, and the wife and I got, Ichabod. On the bottle back then in the cans, they used to have a headless horseman holding a pumpkin for its head. And the first time my kids saw that, they started crying. They freaked out, and they no longer put it on there. Not because I complained, but apparently there's some other kids were traumatized.
Every time I hear the name Ichabod, I think about the Dr. Seuss ABC book and the letter I. Ichabod is itchy, and so am I.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So good beer.
That's my mom brain. Okay. Let's talk about the weather, or not.
By the way, if you don't drink in the morning, you can't drink all day.
Right.
You ever hear that one?
Right.
I think we went to different colleges.
I heard that one time. I was like, oh my gosh, I like it. Not that I do it, or often. Anyway, here we go. We start out with some fog this morning. And the big question is, are we going to see much rain? I don't think we are going to see much rain today. Mostly it's going to be confined towards Kalamazoo Battle Creek area or further south of Grand Rapids. We'll get a few sprinkles out there. We've had some mist this morning, but I've been watching all morning long, the fog really expanding. This is the lowest I've seen it, actually, in terms of the visibility. 8th of mile, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, right down to Sturgis. So 131 commute. Not very fun, especially Grand Rapids southward. We'll see a gradual improvement in the visibility throughout the day, but this is going to be kind of one of those drab, dreary days. East-northeast wind, clouds in place, a little bit of mist and fog here and there, and chance of rain showers. But this is just going to be a one-day dealio. Notice the warmth off to the south? Yeah, 57, Indianapolis, Louisville, 61. That warmth is going to start moving to the north once we get into tomorrow afternoon. Latest on the infrared satellite radar composite, warm front off to the south of us. It's not going to move through today. Area of low pressure will skirt just to our south, and that's going to keep us on the cool side. And then you can see, the trajectory of it, or the path of it, keeping it south. So this kind of setup always brings a cool day across the area, and that's going to be the case. Now, tomorrow we're going to have some success in bringing a warm front in. You can see generally dry tonight, likely wake up to, again, a little bit of fog tomorrow. Warm front moves through with a chance of a shower or thunderstorm. That's a sign of some spring. And it's going to feel like spring with temperatures well into the 60s, I think. Maybe even 70s. Not here, but I think Chicago could certainly hit it tomorrow. Then we'll watch that cold front move through. It looks like Saturday, later Friday night into Saturday morning. Today's preset, very unimpressive, but let's go forward, and you can see Friday, severe risk over us, very low, 1 out of 5 category, and then a greater risk further west. Yeah, could we see an isolated strong wind gust up around severe levels? Yeah, that's a possibility. It'd be Friday night, Saturday morning. And then here's the 8-day forecast featuring those warmer temperatures. Now enjoy it. To me, this looks like the warmest week in March. 60s tomorrow with falling temperature Saturday, 50s on Sunday, then back to the 60s for Monday and Tuesday. And there's some forecast models out there that give us 70s on Tuesday. The record high for Tuesday is 69, and we can make some 70s, so possible run at it. I didn't put 70s out there because once you put it on that 8-day forecast,
you're tied to that.
You're tied to that. And people, boy, if you take it off, people get mad. So
I would be people.
I would be people.
So I don't want to, under-deliver, over-promise, whatever you call it. Yeah, so, but again, notice how Wednesday and Thursday, we really cool off, and even a rain-snow mix. So enjoy it.
While it lasts.
While it lasts. And don't forget to spring forward Saturday night. Daylight saving time arrives on Sunday. And here's that cooler look across the northern tier of the United States and right across the Great Lakes. That's March 13th through the 19th. And I do not think we're done with accumulating snow yet.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So just bear that in mind.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you told me now before I got angry.
So as in, like, you might need shovels again, or?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know.
You asked. So I'm looking
I'm not
at
mad at you.
some of the forecast models, and they do bring in a couple systems that could put down a decent amount of snow. You know,
That could all change.
Yeah, right. So just bear
Just,
that in mind.
like,
Don't
mentally
put
prepare
don't put
yourself.
away the snow blowers yet. Okay.
Monday might be tempting though.
Yeah, right.
With that weather. But I really appreciate those little pockets of spring, before
Yes.
the real spring comes.
And I always, it may be a false spring, but at least we got the
Something.
false spring.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
There's some springs that just, it
Yesterday
seems like
we
it never
were-
warms up. So.
Yesterday we called it a vacation from winter.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's what we're having.
That's it.
Yes.
But what I really need to do is appreciate it while I have it. That's what I'm
Bingo.
hearing.
Front
Okay.
row.
Thank
Got
you,
it.
Matt.
You bet. I'm gonna go get some beer.
Okay,
Okay.
enjoy. Happy.
Bye. We do have a lot to get to coming up. We're going to do this new segment. We recently started it. It's called Explain It Like I'm 5. And appropriately for the time, we're going to talk about daylight saving time.
Not savings, apparently, which
That's one of the things.
Yes.
So that's coming up on Daybreak Plus. Okay, welcome back to Daybreak Plus here on a Thursday, the day when Muskegon Heights will host a town hall to talk about all this violence that has been happening.
Yeah,
there in
there's
the
been a
city.
string of shootings in Muskegon Heights, so Duncan is joining us to talk a little bit about what the leaders are preparing for.
Yeah, Tessa, Teresa, good morning. Thanks
Good
for having
morning.
me on.
Good morning.
You've been on Daybreak. You've been on Daybreak Plus before.
Once
right?
before, I made my
Okay.
debut last week,
That's
I
right.
believe.
I know,
Yes.
and this time we have to talk about something more serious.
Well,
And-
last week was the officer-involved shooting in Grand Rapids, so this week, rash of shootings in Muskegon Heights.
So another serious topic. We're only
Yes.
going to bring you in for the serious stuff, but I know this is a really important one for people in Muskegon Heights.
Yeah, definitely. And our reporting team has kind of been all over it over the last couple of days with a few different folks assigned to it. This town hall that's happening tonight was organized actually last week after the shooting death of a 15-year-old in Muskegon Heights. In the aftermath of that, that's Tavon Watson. And that was already the third shooting in Muskegon Heights already last week. It happened on a Tuesday, so things have really sort of escalated over in that neighborhood. Then flash forward to this week on Tuesday and into Wednesday, there was another pair of shootings in really close proximity to each other where there was an investigation into one with police and bystanders and one of our reporting teams there. While they were looking into that, there was sound of gunfire extremely nearby, sending police and everybody kind of scrambling to pick up what they could from that second scene. One of those shootings claimed the life of another young person in Muskegon Heights. That's 26-year-old Robert Fletcher, who you're seeing on your screen now. The vigil, or the town hall that is scheduled for tonight, was already put together, but that second string of shootings this week really kind of amplifying the magnitude of things for the community there. Now, we spoke with both a Muskegon Heights councilman who is going to be part of the open forum and panel for answering questions and facilitating discussion tonight, as well as one of the community organizers, Darwin Smith. We heard what they had to say about what they hope comes out of the vigil tonight.
For too long, that kids that are idle mind, it's the devil's playground. They feel as though it needs to be more programming, there needs to be more events, there needs to be things like junior achievement, things like 4-H, or just general recreation for the kids to be busy and to get them to get off into maybe the building trades, because there's just too much violence going on. We feel like we can get the kids off into building trades and to have a career where they can have a stable household, that things be a lot better.
The second thing that I'm hoping that it does is creates a vehicle of mobilization to where the people in that room that showed up would actually begin to stand up, to say, hey, this was our first step. Our next step is X, Y, and Z, and we're willing to fight with you as residents and as leaders.
Now, that was Darwin Smith. The first sound that you heard was the community organizer talking about some practical ideas that they already have that they're going to bring to this meeting tonight to hopefully keep kids out of trouble is kind of the ethos there. Then that was William Kitchens III, the Muskegon Heights councilman, who's going to be a part of the kind of the leadership group at the front of this meeting tonight. He said that's his second objective for the meeting tonight. He said up front they're going to take time to have the community share their feelings in a in-person forum. He said a lot of the outrage, a lot of the reaction to these, especially in this day and age, comes on social media. And so giving people a real fabric, he said, to put this together and feel together and discuss. He said that's also an important part of what they want tonight to be.
Okay.
That runs from 4 to 7 tonight at Muskegon Heights City Hall, and we have all the details on our website, woodtv.com, if people are interested.
Thanks for going over all the details for us this morning.
Of course, yeah.
Appreciate it. Okay, we also have an update this morning on the investigation into a Grand Rapids police shooting. Officers shot and killed Daquan Johnson. And that happened last month, but we're hearing updates from the prosecutor about it.
Yeah, with the prosecutor's office, the Kent County Prosecutor's Office, Chris Becker said they need more information after the Michigan State Police turned over their investigation on Tuesday. Johnson was shot on February 18th. He died of a gunshot wound to his back. So really, Becker is just looking into more information so the community can know exactly what happened.
Yeah, I know that we heard from the Kent County Commissioner about this yesterday, Robert Womack, who said, they put everything aside for the funeral, but they're going to keep that push going for some more transparency.
Absolutely. That has been the biggest call from the family.
There's this war happening in Iran, and all of the missile attacks have caused evacuations for any American citizens in the Middle East. So we have heard from a woman from West Michigan who has family stuck in Dubai, and it started with an Olympic trip.
Absolutely, yeah. They were in Italy, they were on vacation, and now they're in the United Arab Emirates, and they haven't been able to get out of the country. They're just kind of scared, and they've also been, booking flight after flight, I think since last Saturday, if I'm not correct.
Yeah, that's
so far,
right.
as of yesterday, 8 cancellations, just trying to get out.
So we talked to the family member here about what they've seen as they've been waiting to try and leave Dubai.
They're feeling a lot of the missiles going overhead produce a kind of sound. We were also told that the interceptions produce like a puff of white, almost like smoke, and that has a sound of a muted bomb. So as they're trying to rest, they're hearing these drones and missiles fly overhead. A lot of smoke, buildings up in smoke. There's like a haze over parts of the city.
So there are a lot of other Americans stuck there too. I mean, I have family members who have said, oh, this person I used to work with is in Bahrain, or they're all over the place, and just working at this point to try and make it back home. I'm sure we'll hear from more people who are there in the coming days and weeks.
For sure. Another big topic of conversation here in West Michigan is the push for data centers in communities throughout West Michigan.
It seems like every day there's a new one that we're hearing about, and that's because there are quite a few different projects. So there's another meeting tonight, though, for the one in Lowell. Time that there's a proposal that comes up, the big questions are, what is this going to do to the environment? There's a huge amount of water usage, and is this going to raise our electric rates?
Yeah.
In most cases, the companies that they've been working with, whether it's consumers or DTE, they have said, no, it won't raise your rates. I know that the data center in Dorr Township, for the water usage, for example, the company had asked, so there was for the property that they want to put this data center on, there was a different potential buyer before Microsoft bought it that had a request for water usage that was too much for the area to handle. So they said no. And apparently what Microsoft was requesting was less than that. And they said it was a closed loop system.
So no more water is coming. It's the same water.
That's
being
what,
recycled?
yes. Although usually with that evaporative cooling, some of it does disappear. But these are the questions that people generally want answers to.
Yeah, and we'll be looking forward to that meeting tonight in Lowell Township.
Fun segment coming up.
Yeah, we'll be able to explain daylight saving time.
Like we're 5. Explain it to me like I'm 5. Coming up next. We're back.
Welcome back to Daybreak Plus.
So yeah, Duncan's not here anymore. So this is what we're gonna do.
Just look at us, not the empty chair.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're back to this. We're gonna explain like we're 5, or we're gonna explain like you're 5.
Daylight saving
If
time.
we did it like we're 5, it might be extra.
You
funny.
might hear a little bit different of an explanation. Honestly, I might prefer that.
That would be
Teresa.
kind
It'd
of
be
fun. All right, daylight saving time. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yes.
Are you mad about losing an hour of sleep?
I always get mad this time of year. It always feels like I have an important day the next day, and I would really prefer not to have 6 hours of sleep at night. But, I am going to really appreciate the later nights, getting off of work, the sun's still out,
And
maybe evening walks.
That's it. If you okay, summer, the sun's out till after 9 o'clock, and in the winter, it's pitch black by 5. Daylight saving time. That is a big reason behind that. Long time ago, some people said, what if we just move our clocks forward an hour in the spring so that extra sunshine lines up with when we're actually awake and doing stuff?
Yeah, and it made sense for when you didn't have lights or electricity, just so you can have that sunlight for things to do.
And that's when it really kind of took off. But you're just tricking yourself. Okay, if I wake up earlier, I'll get this more sunlight. It's kind of sneaky. It really took off during World War I, and that was the thought. Let's save on any energy usage, right? Although I think at the time, it was mostly gas lighting in homes. Anyway, that's when it kind of took off. But does it? There are other people credited for starting it, but that's the time frame that it really took off. So, does it actually save energy?
Now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There are studies on this, and the studies show that it's kind of mixed. Some say not really, because now we have air conditioning, and especially in other parts of the country, you're blasting that AC in the evening hours anyway, the hot, early evening hours. So the other thing is not everybody does it. You look at Arizona, Hawaii, they don't even do it. Half of the world doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's
like we do it. So here we are in the U.S. changing our clocks twice a year. Well, most people around the world aren't. But don't forget to do that this weekend. That's the main message.
Yeah, don't forget it, even though it can be a little bit disruptive to sleep. Do you like it?
I don't know. Not really. No. I didn't care when I was younger, but now with kids and stuff, it's a huge pain in the butt.
I can really appreciate fall back as opposed to spring forward. I love when I find
That's definitely better,
on a Saturday that I get another hour of sleep.
But with kids, then they don't just fall back. They don't just sleep in. It's just a mess. So
you're right. I need to have a little bit more perspective when I'm talking. I'm not a mother.
No, that's okay. I mean, how it affects you is how it affects you. But that is our explain it like you're 5, and a reminder to spring the clocks forward Saturday night before you go to bed, if you still have clocks that you have to do that with. A lot of them just update themselves.
Yeah, my phone is doing it for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you even have a clock in the house? Microwave?
I have a microwave.
Okay,
I have an air fryer. My coffee maker also has a clock.
There you go. 2
have a lot
places
of
that you
clocks.
have
You're
to
right.
change your clock.
You're right.
Thanks for hanging out. Great job this morning.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
doing
It was
this.
so fun hanging out with you. Thanks so much, George, for letting me sit in your chair.
Tessa will be back at least one day next week.
Yes, that's the plan.
Great.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.
We'll see you tomorrow.